This is a disgrace! Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies and Zoom Media and Junior Kevin. Tonight's disgraceful game between the Phillies and the New York Mets as the Phillies lose 3-0 to the Mets as they get no hit. We were no hit tonight, ladies and gentlemen. First time since May of 2014. So just an absolute disgrace tonight in New York. And just before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please show your engagement bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. This video is also brought to you by All Things Phillies. All Things Phillies, you find a daily video of highlights from the game. So please go subscribe to this channel. Link in the description section. I guess there's going to be no highlights today because we got no hits. We got nothing. Nothing. What an absolute disgrace. We come into the series on a high note, sweeping out this Colorado Rockies team, scoring like 7+ runs a game. We were going off in this series. Yes, I understand we're taking advantage of some bad defense. We're playing good fundamental baseball. And what a disappointing follow-up. What a disgraceful follow-up. First rage video of the year. This is just terrible. Terrible. I mean, you go up to New York to start this 3-game series, an absolutely disgraceful way to start. Our plate approaches were terrible tonight. I mean, not swinging good pitches. I mean, what's going on up there? What in the world is going on up there? I'm tired of seeing Gene Segura in the leadoff spot. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Of course, he loses his hit streak. He's only collecting like a couple one-hit games together. It wasn't like he was having these 3-hit nights. I am just so fed up with this team. More of the same what we've seen the past few years. It's just more of the same. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. And it seems like nothing's even ever changed. Nothing's really ever changed with this team. But you get all these new faces in here like Castellanos, Schwarbs, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's the same outcome, but different faces. In the words of Corey Seidman said last year, and you could kind of just say this year for these first 21 games, same outcome, different faces. It's a disgrace what happened tonight in New York. It's a disgrace, and it's a disgrace what's happened the past 4 years, especially with this core. I understand it before because we were rebuilding, but I mean, this is like we've just been a 500 baseball team. I just cannot believe it. First time getting no hit since May 25th of 2014, when Marlon Byrd was our starting right fielder, when Ben Revere was our starting center fielder. That is the last time you were no hit. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Ryan Howard still had 3 years on his contract left. As you pick up the scoring summary here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Jeff McNeil singles on the line drive to center field. And Eduardo Escobar and Mark Cannon come around to score as it's 2-0 New York here in the 5th. And Aaron Nola, allows second and third. You just kind of had a feeling watching that. You're like, oh boy. You just kind of had a feeling McNeil's going to do something there. Sure enough, he drives in 2, and then we get 2-0 Mets. So we pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This ball was crushed as Pete Alonso homers on a fly ball to left field, his 4th of the season, and it's 3-0 New York. So that is Alonso's 4th career home run off of Aaron Nola, and that would be your final. The Mets win 3-0 as they no-hit this Phillies team. So a combined no-hitter, just an absolute disgrace. Gene Segura, of course, none of these guys did anything today. I mean, Kyle Schwarber, our best offensive player, drawing 3 walks. I'm not even going to go through it. Kyle Schwarber drawing 3 walks. And of course, Bryce Harper also working a walk. But that's top of the 9th inning. That was embarrassing. What a weak way to go down. I mean, they strike out the side. Harper, Castellanos, Remuto strike out the side as Edwin Diaz came in there, and he looked like the 2018 Mariners Edwin Diaz. So we made him look so good tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We made him look so good. And yes, I understand this stuff is going to just be downright filthy, but I just can't stand losing to this Mets team. I can't stand it. I'm so tired of going up there and not scoring any runs. I hate watching the games when we go up there. I can't stand it. I cannot stand watching the games when we go up to New York. I just can't stand it. We don't score any runs. Bryce Harper never does anything up there. I just can't stand it. And their pitching staff just totally mows us down. I mean, we're coming off of this. Can this not get any more Phillies? As I said before, we're coming off of a 4-game sweep of the Colorado Rockies, who I understand are not a good team, especially on the road, where we score 7+ runs almost every game. We're just, swinging the bats really on. Yes, I understand we're taking advantage of some mistakes on the other side, but we're playing fundamentally sound baseball, and we come back and get no hit. I mean, not only get shut out, but we get no hit. We get no hits. I mean, cannot not get any more Phillies. Reminds me of more of the same of what we've seen the past, 3-4 years, with this team. Winning a couple of games together, playing really good baseball, playing fundamental baseball. And then they come up and follow it up with this. I mean, even if they got shut out tonight, I really would have been upset. But this is a Rays video at the game 21 of the season because we were no hits. As we go take a look at Aaron Nola's start, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 9. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I understand he allowed 3, but he did not deserve to get the loss tonight. He went out there and pitched his butt off, but his boys didn't back him up. Aaron Nola, I know I blame him for the loss tonight. His curveball looked pretty good. Of course, that pitch to Pete Alonso, not the greatest, but worked himself into some trouble there. That Jeff Big Deal 2 RBI single. But other than that, other than the Alonso homer, I'm not really too upset with Aaron Nola tonight. I'm just not. I mean, the boys got to pick you up, man. I mean, the boys have got to pick him up, which they did not do. So I in no way blame him for this loss tonight. I do not. Not at all. I feel bad for him. This is the 2nd straight start that he's had that's been good. Last start against Milwaukee, lose 1-0. Got no run support. Yes, I understand his buddy Angel Hernandez didn't help us out. We were up at the plate. But we had our opportunities in that game. That bases loaded, went out situation, we got nada. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. Aaron Nola, I feel bad for you, my friend, and believe me, I mean, I've gone hard on him. I have no problem going hard on Aaron Nola. I have no way going hard on him tonight. No way. His stuff was looking good. It really was. His stuff was looking good. A lot of movement on it. He was locating. He looked relaxed. He looked confident. In a place that's hard to pitch. New York is a place that's very hard to pitch. Simply because, of course, the fans are just awful. I mean, it's cold. Aaron Nola does not like to pitch in the cold. He's a Midwest kind of guy. He does not like to pitch in that cold weather. Our starting pitching the past week has been really, really good. It's been really good. As I talked about in live stream last night with Christian Corey, as I talked about in yesterday's video, our starting pitching this past week has been reliable. He gives us 6 innings, and then Nick Nelson comes in, works himself into trouble later in the ball game, but luckily he's able to get out of it, and he strikes out 4, 13 strikeouts tonight for this Phillies pitching staff. Good job out of Aaron Nola and Nick Nelson. But not so good job out of this Phillies offense. The Mets' first combined no-hitter in their franchise history, as they combined for 12 strikeouts today. So think about this. We struck out 13, they struck out 12. So this is interesting. We have one more strikeout as a team than they did. Very interesting, isn't it? I think it's time to put Shore back in the leadoff spot. I mean, clearly he draws walks. I mean, he sees the baseball. Put him back in the leadoff spot. Enough of Gene in the leadoff spot. I'm tired of seeing Gene Segura in the leadoff spot. I'm sick of it. He'll give you these 1-hit games for like a week, and then he'll do this. I mean, Gene Segura really just annoys me. He really annoys me. I understand he puts the ball in play a lot. But I don't think he should be a leadoff hitter. That's just my opinion. I understand it temporarily. Give Schwarb some time to start seeing the baseball well again. I mean, wait for him to heat up. And of course, he's still not really hitting the baseball other than, drawing some walks. Kyle Schwarber's OPS is at 688 when he's hitting 164. So it's almost since it's 700. Of course, this is not good at all. But when you're hitting 164, the OPS is 688 is kind of just crazy when you're only hitting 164. So you know what that tells me? He's drawing walks. He's drawing walks. He's getting on base. He is getting on base. I'm still very disappointed how he started the season, but he's getting on base. So I just have no words for tonight's loss. There's no words. I'm not really shown this much emotion so far this year. I am not. I'm trying to hold it back. And when you get no hits, I think Warren's your range video, Warren's showing emotion. And I give that Mets team credit over there. I mean, they have a great pitching staff, one of the best in baseball. Going into this year, we knew that. But to get no hit, not really even put up much of a fight, is what really bothers me. If we were scrambling up the ball, a lot tonight, and we did a few times, we were no hit. I mean, that's the bottom line at the end of the day. I've lost a lot of games in this Phillies team. I just knew it. I just had a feeling in the back of my head. I didn't say anything on here because I didn't want to be the Grim Reaper and be the devil's advocate. But I just kind of had a feeling yesterday during that sweep. I'm like, hey, I kind of had a smile on my face because we swept out the Rockies and the vibes are good. It's in the air. But in the back of my head, I said, guess what? Guess what? We are going against one of the best pitching staffs in all baseball. I understand that this Phillies offense in this Colorado Rockies series played fundamental baseball, even though they took advantage of a lot of mistakes. But honestly, the offense wasn't going off. I mean, as I talked about, only a few home runs in that Colorado Rockies series because the Phillies were playing smart baseball. They were playing fundamental baseball. They were doing the little things right. And also the defense. Pete Segura backpedaling out there. That is just a disgrace. You have to catch that ball. You have to catch that ball. I mean, come on. I mean, those are the kind of plays that cost you for winning the ball games. Of course, the offense was the reason why we lost today, of course. But guess what? When those plays are not made, when those catches are not made, when those throws are not made, the guy's standing out there longer. He's throwing more pitches. He gets more, fatigue. Of course, he doesn't go as many innings, and guess who has to come in? The bullpen. And if that happens frequently, well, guess what? Come August and September, when the boys are tired, they're starting to get fatigue, it puts more pressure on the bullpen. And it makes them more fatigued. So it's just those little things that have such a huge impact come later in the season. Such a huge impact. So there's no excuse for getting no hit tonight. And for the display, this terrible baseball, not enjoyable baseball. And the best part of the night was watching Aaron Nola pitch. And it's a shame, striking out 9. He just got no support. He got no support. And it seems like whenever he goes out there and doesn't do so well, and the curveball's looking like a beach ball, when the changeup has no life on it, when the fastball is just like batting practice, guess what? The offense shows up. But when Aaron Nola's curveball is looking dominant, when Aaron Nola's changeup is just looking outright foolish, when his fastball looks great, I honestly don't really love his fastball. I always said that, but the offense doesn't show up. And boy, it really didn't show up tonight. Am I right? It really didn't get show up. I just can't believe we got no hit. We got no hit. And yes, I'd be really mortified if we were no hit by a team like the Rockies or somebody like that who has a terrible pitching staff. And we were no hit by one of the best teams in baseball. I understand that. I can at least, respect that. I mean, I'm not taking away from that New York Mets team. They're a good team over there. No question about it. Of course, it's still very early in the season, but you cannot take that away from the New York Mets. I hate the New York Mets. They're my least favorite team. Can't stand them. But you have to give them credit. You have to give them credit. Miguel has been great over there. You cannot deny that. Edwin Diaz has been great. That slider is just unfair. Unfair. My goodness gracious. So I am really fired up about this loss. I'm really fired up. So terrible way to start off the 3-game series. Disgraceful, disastrous, any word you want to use to describe the first game of this 3-game set against the New York Mets. So I get this feeling coming in here. So this couldn't get any more Phillies. You sweep out the Colorado Rockies, score around 7+ runs a game. The offense is looking really, really good. Of course, the starting pitching was still good tonight. It was good in the Colorado Rockies series as well, of course, and the final game against Milwaukee. But your offense comes back after sweeping them out and does nothing as they go up to New York and embarrass themselves. I forgot to talk about in yesterday's video. Congratulations to Harp on 10 years of being in the big leagues. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years of the phenom Bryce Harper, starting off with the Washington Nationals in 2012, leaving him free agency after 2018, signing that monstrous 13-year, $330 million contract on March 1st of 2019. It's hard to believe he's been here for 4 seasons already. So, of course, I started covering the Phillies' first season as a member of the Phillies. But honestly, I just don't really care about that right now. I am really fired up. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHotStove Media. Call or text 267-225-292. Email me phillieshotstovmedia@gmail.com. No hit tonight. 7:10 the first pitch tomorrow. Gibson 2-0, 3-4-70 ERA. Going his time on Walker. He's not having a win or loss this year. Embarrassing, no words. I'm Luke and I'll talk about it. Let's go Phils, I guess. I'll see you guys.